Okay, so it's time to mark the symbols on the front and back bodice for the pleats. And to find these for your size, you follow your size line up. So in my case, it was the Cara, it was the solid line. And I can see that this white diamond has a solid line, so that's going to be one of my symbols. I'll then follow it up until I get to a black diamond, and then I will mark that one. That one's going to be for me, and then the final one on the front piece is going to be my white circle, and that has a solid line, so I'm going to mark that one as well. So each of these symbols has a matching symbol on the opposite side, which later on we will draw a line across and connect. So now we'll go up this side and we'll just go, that's a solid line, so that's my white diamond, go on up and you will find my black diamond, and so this will be mine, and then my white circle, and I'll mark that. And I can see those because if I just pull it a bit closer, so all of these that I've marked, there will be 3 on the front bodice for each side, 3 different symbols, because we'll have 1 pleat, and then there's a little bit here for your seam allowance. So the ones on the front are probably very straightforward. You can see them. I will show you the back bodice and how to check, because the back bodice has a few more symbols, because on the back we're going to have 2 of the pleats. It's going to cover the small pleat and the big pleat, which ends up sitting right over top of the shoulder. So if I hold this one closer, you can see that on the sleeve edge they're spaced fairly far apart, so you can see this is going to be my first one, and then I have 2 more solid line ones there, and my final one is going to be this one up here. Now on the inner edge, they're actually a lot closer together because the sizes don't differ as much on the inside of the neckline. So you should still be able to see them based off your size line that comes out. Generally, each of the symbols is grouped by the length of the arrow. So all of these ones here that are the same length arrow are all white diamonds. So if you have your white diamond and you've marked it, you can go up to the second set of arrows, and yours are going to be, so there's my solid one there, and then one that's further out, and that one's there. So that could help you find your size lines if you're having a little bit of trouble. Some of them are a bit close together, but generally look for your size line, and then if you follow it back, you'll find, just mark at the edge here. So this one would be mine, and then that one would be mine there, and my final one is up here. So those are how to find the pleats. And if you do have any further trouble, you can also refer on page 8 of your instruction book, is, if it would go in focus, it shows you how far away each of the pleats are. So the small pleats are 4 centimeters away. They're always separated by 0.5 centimeter of space, and then the large pleat is 6 centimeters. So if we wanted to check that with a tape measure, if we're a bit lost with any of the pleats, we can always find our first symbol, which also what you can do actually is, if you know that you're making the 3rd size, you can count up to that as well. So if you're looking at these arrows and they're all this length of line, you know that you're going to be the third one in. So that could be another way to help find those symbols for you. Anyways, if we go to the first solid line and we measured in that 4 centimeters, we'll find the end of our first pleat, and that will be our line. There's a 0.5 centimeter spacing, which means that's our second line. And then if we measure in from there, we have our 6 centimeter pleat, and so that's our final line there. So there's lots of different ways to try to find the lines for your pleats, but the quickest and easiest will be to look at the lines that match the same style as your size line that you're cutting out, and those will match the symbols for your size. Make sure that you just mark them with a chalk pencil or something like that on your fabric. Don't cut in to the line itself, because these are just indicating where we're going to create the pleats later on.